Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive. Today we are diving deep into the world of gourmet Indian cuisine.
Ooh, exciting.
Right. Specifically, we're looking at a Michelin-Star take on the beloved Malai Mutter Paneer.
Yum.
I know, right? And we've got a detailed recipe and a whole podcast discussion dedicated to showing how to make this comfort food into something truly extraordinary.
I'm already drooling.
Me too. Get ready to have your taste buds tingling.
Okay, so before we get into the fancy stuff,
Yeah.
I think it might help to remind everyone what Malai Mutter Paneer actually is.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to walk us through that?
Of course. So Malai Mutter Paneer, it's this like amazing dish that's super simple and has just like the best blend of flavors.
Absolutely.
The word Malai refers to the cream,
Okay.
and then mutter means peas,
Oh.
and paneer is that fresh cheese that we all know and love.
Oh, I love paneer.
Me too. It's just so good. And this dish is like super rooted in Indian culinary tradition.
Totally, it is. It's a classic.
Exactly. You'll find it at like every family gathering and celebration.
Yeah, it brings back so many memories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we know what the dish is,
Yeah.
but how do we go from a family recipe to something that's worthy of a Michelin star?
That is the question, isn't it?
It is.
Well, I think that's where the attention to detail comes in.
Okay.
The Michelin-Star system, it's that prestigious rating system for restaurants.
Yeah.
And they have to meet these exceptionally high standards
Yeah?
in terms of ingredients and technique and the flavor and even the presentation.
Wow.
Yeah. So when we talk about a Michelin-Star approach to Malai Mutter Paneer, we're basically saying we're elevating every single part of this dish.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's not just about making it look fancy then.
No.
It's about the whole process.
It's about the whole shebang. It's like using the best possible ingredients you can find, mastering all of the techniques, and just creating like a full-on dining experience. That's really tantalizing to all of the senses.
Now I'm even more curious.
I know, me too.
So one of the first things that kind of jumped out at me in this recipe was soaking the paneer.
Oh, yeah.
Is that really necessary?
This is a really great question.
Yeah.
And it really highlights like the difference between just cooking a dish
Right.
and then like truly understanding a dish.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so soaking the paneer, it might seem like an extra step.
Yeah. I've made it plenty of times without doing it.
Exactly. But it's crucial for getting that like melt in your mouth texture.
Right.
So by soaking it in like warm water or milk,
Okay.
you're letting the paneer absorb all this extra moisture,
Oh.
which makes it so tender and flavorful.
Wow. So it's not just about the ingredients themselves, but how you prep them.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Okay. And I also noticed that the podcast we're looking at
Yeah.
emphasized toasting the spices
Yes.
and blooming the saffron.
Ooh, yeah.
Why is that?
Again, it's about maximizing flavor. Toasting the spices releases their aromatic oils, which brings out just this like depth and complexity that you wouldn't get otherwise.
Interesting.
And blooming saffron in warm milk or cream, it gives it this gorgeous golden hue
Okay.
and just a really unique and delicate flavor.
So each step is like a little science experiment
It really is.
in maximizing flavor.
Absolutely.
I'm starting to see how those Michelin stars are earned.
I know, right?
Okay, so speaking of sensory experiences,
Yeah.
we eat with our eyes first, right?
100%.
And both sources talked about plating.
Oh, yeah. Plating is key.
So how do we make it look as good as it tastes?
Especially if we're aiming for that Michelin-Star finesse.
Exactly.
Well, they suggest using a pristine white dish
Okay.
so that it contrasts with that vibrant orange of the gravy,
Oh, yeah.
and then swirls of fresh cream,
Oh.
a sprinkle of cilantro,
Yeah.
and maybe even some slivered almonds.
Wow.
Or, a touch of edible gold if you're feeling fancy
Yes.
for that like extra touch of luxury.
Wow. That sounds so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's amazing how, like, a few simple garnishes
Yeah.
can totally transform a dish.
100%.
And I also noticed that the recipe had some suggestions for alternative ingredients,
Oh, yeah.
like using almond paste or
Oh.
coconut milk.
Oh, those are good.
What do you think about those?
I think they're great.
Yeah.
They give you a chance to kind of personalize the dish and cater to different dietary needs and preferences.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So almond paste can add like a subtle nuttiness and like a richness.
Okay.
And then coconut milk is a great vegan alternative.
Okay.
That's still super creamy and flavorful.
It's exciting how you can take like a traditional dish like this and create so many variations.
Oh, yeah.
It speaks to the versatility of Indian food.
It really does.
It really does.
And that's honestly one of the things that makes exploring food so exciting.
Totally.
It's just the endless possibilities for creativity. And you can really, like, put your own spin on things.
Your own personal expression.
Exactly.
I'm already rethinking my usual Malai Mutter Paneer.
Me too.
And I think it's important for us to remember that this Michelin-Star approach shouldn't be intimidating.
No, it sure...
Or inaccessible.
You don't have to be like a master chef
right.
to make amazing food.
Exactly.
It's about understanding, like, the principles behind culinary excellence.
Yeah.
And applying them in a way that works for you in your own kitchen.
Yeah.
And for your lifestyle.
Yeah. So you're saying it's about bringing a little of that Michelin-Star magic into our everyday cooking.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's making me think about another important aspect of Indian cooking.
Okay.
The regional diversity.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even a dish as, like, well-known as Malai Mutter Paneer can be totally different from region to region.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
India is like a melting pot of culinary traditions.
It really is.
Each region with its own flavors and ingredients and cooking styles.
For sure.
I can only imagine the interpretations of Malai Mutter Paneer there are across the country.
Oh, there's tons.
That's incredible.
It's what makes exploring Indian cuisine so fascinating. Like, there's always something new to discover.
Yeah.
A new flavor profile to try.
Wow.
A new story to uncover.
It's like a culinary adventure.
It is.
Just waiting to happen.
Waiting to happen.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And speaking of adventures.
Yeah.
I think this deep dive has already kind of taken us on a journey.
It has.
So.
We've gone from this, like, familiar comfort food to the intricacies of Michelin-Star cooking to regional variations and even the cultural significance of this dish.
It's amazing.
I know. We've covered so much ground already.
I know.
What stands out to you the most?
That's a good question.
About this exploration?
About this exploration of Malai Mutter Paneer? I think for me, it's just this reminder that even the most familiar dishes can still hold all these, like, hidden depths and surprises.
Wow.
It's about being open to new perspectives.
Okay.
And experimenting with different techniques.
Yeah.
And finding joy in the process of discovery.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
It's about approaching cooking with curiosity and a willingness to learn and grow.
Absolutely. And, you know, as we're talking about this, I'm thinking about another aspect of the Michelin-Star approach that we haven't really touched on.
What's that?
The element of passion.
Oh, passion. Yeah.
Passion is like the driving force behind every truly great culinary creation.
100%.
It's the fuel that ignites creativity.
Yeah.
It's the spark that elevates a dish from good to exceptional.
From good to exceptional. I like that.
Yeah.
It's about putting your heart and soul into every step.
Yes.
From picking the ingredients to, you know, plating the final masterpiece.
And you know that passion is contagious.
It is.
Like when you cook with love and intention, it translates to the food.
It does.
And creates an experience that goes beyond just like satisfying your hunger.
It does.
It becomes a celebration of flavors.
Oh, wow.
It's a testament to culinary heritage.
Yeah.
And it's a way of connecting with people.
Yeah.
Through like the shared language of food.
Beautifully said. I love that.
Thank you.
And it makes me think about another important aspect of Indian cuisine. The sense of community.
Oh, absolutely.
Food plays such a central role in Indian culture.
It does.
It brings families and communities together.
It does.
For celebrations and rituals.
Yeah.
And just like everyday moments of connection.
Yeah, exactly. It's about sharing meals and sharing stories and traditions that have been passed down through generations.
So generations,
And that sense of community just like really enriches the whole dining experience.
It does. It's about creating memories and strengthening bonds.
Yeah.
And fostering that sense of belonging through that simple act of breaking bread together.
Exactly.
Wow, this conversation has taken our deep dive to a whole new level.
I know, right?
It's amazing how exploring one dish can lead to such profound insights.
I know, it's crazy.
About culture and community and the power of food to connect us all.
Seriously.
Okay, so before we like completely lose ourselves in this culinary landscape, I think we should pause.
Okay.
And appreciate the journey so far.
I like that.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about philosophy and passion.
We have.
But we should get back to the nuts and bolts of creating this dish.
Yes, let's get practical. Okay, so how can our listeners bring a touch of Michelin-Star magic to their own Malai Mutter Paneer?
Yeah, I'm curious too.
Well, I think it starts with the ingredients.
Okay.
If you can find like the highest quality paneer
Yeah.
and the freshest peas, that'll obviously make a difference. But I think the key is to understand how to elevate even like basic ingredients.
Okay, I like that.
So remember that soaking technique we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
That's something everyone can do.
Yeah.
No matter where you got your paneer from.
Right.
To really enhance the texture.
Right, so even simple techniques can make a big difference.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about those fancy garnishes?
Yeah.
Not all of us have edible gold lying around.
No, of course not.
Right.
And that's totally fine.
Okay, good.
I think even just a sprinkle of chopped cilantro,
Okay.
a few slivered almonds, or like a touch of chili flakes can really elevate the presentation without being too extravagant.
I see.
It's more about like the intention and care you put into it.
So it's about being mindful and creative.
Exactly.
Even within constraints.
Yeah.
This whole Michelin-Star mindset is starting to feel a lot more accessible.
It is.
And less about rigid rules.
Exactly. It's about understanding the principles.
Okay.
And adapting them to your own kitchen and lifestyle.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And speaking of adapting.
Yeah.
What about those ingredient substitutions we talked about?
Oh, yeah. What about those?
Like using almond paste or coconut milk.
Yeah. I'm intrigued by the possibilities.
Me too.
It's great to have options for different dietary needs.
Yeah.
And just to explore, new flavors.
Absolutely. So almond paste can add this like rich nuttiness and a slightly thicker consistency to the gravy. And then coconut milk is a great vegan alternative.
Yeah.
That still has that luxurious creaminess.
So we can still get that like creamy texture without the cream.
Exactly.
Wow. It's so cool.
It's amazing to see how like a traditional dish can evolve and adapt.
It really is.
To different needs and preferences.
Yeah.
I think it speaks to the enduring appeal of Malai Mutter Paneer.
I agree.
And just the creativity of Indian cooks.
It really does.
So speaking of creativity, this conversation has sparked a thought. Oh, really? What is it?
So we've been talking about Malai Mutter Paneer.
Yeah.
But these principles of quality and technique and presentation, they can be applied to tons of other dishes.
That's so true.
It's like we've unlocked a whole new way of thinking about cooking.
Exactly.
What if we challenged our listeners
I like this.
to take a dish they love, maybe a family recipe, or a childhood favorite, and apply this Michelin-Star thinking?
Oh, I love that idea.
Right.
It's about taking those core principles and using them to elevate everyday meals into something really extraordinary.
Imagine the possibilities.
I know.
Think about sourcing the best ingredients you can find.
Yeah.
Really paying attention to the techniques.
Yeah.
And taking the time to present your dishes in a beautiful way.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be complicated. It's about that extra care and intention that you put into
it. Yeah. And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even feature some of their creations on a future episode.
I love that.
Okay, so as we transition to the final part of our deep dive, I think it's important to acknowledge that we've only scratched the surface of what makes this dish so special.
There's so much more to it.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So we've talked about regional variations, but what about the history and cultural significance of this dish?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how did it become such a beloved staple in Indian cuisine?
That's a great question.
It is.
And it deserves its own deep dive.
Really?
Like, even just the history of paneer.
Yeah.
It's so intertwined with the culinary evolution of the Indian subcontinent.
Wow.
Yeah. It's believed to have originated in the region.
Okay.
And using it in dishes like Malai Mutter Paneer really speaks volumes about the creativity of Indian cooks.
Over generations.
Over generations, exactly.
It's amazing how food can connect us to the past in different cultures.
It really is.
And for me, this dish always evokes like a sense of warmth and celebration and family gatherings.
Yeah.
It's just so deeply rooted in those cherished memories and traditions.
Absolutely. It's a dish that brings people together.
It does.
It fosters that sense of community and shared experience.
Yeah.
And that act of just like savoring those creamy flavors and the soft paneer and the sweetness of the peas.
So good.
It creates a bond.
It does.
That transcends the food itself.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a reminder that food is so much more than just sustenance.
It is.
It's a language of love.
Yeah.
A way of storytelling and preserving our cultural heritage.
Beautifully said.
And in a world that can feel so divided.
Yeah.
I think that's something worth cherishing.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive,
yeah.
let's leave our listeners with a final thought.
Okay.
That kind of encapsulates everything.
Yeah, I like that.
We've been talking about.
Right, what is it? I think it's this Malai Mutter Paneer in all its like creamy, cheesy glory. It's more than just a dish.
Cool.
It's a story, a journey through time and tradition, and just like the boundless creativity of the human spirit.
So well said.
Thank you.
And to our listeners, we encourage you to keep exploring and experimenting and discovering the stories that are hidden within your own favorite dishes.
Absolutely. Until next time, happy cooking.
Happy cooking, everyone. And may your kitchens be filled with the warmth and joy of shared meals and those delicious discoveries.
See you next time.